talking about taxing the banks, using a Robin Hood tax to fund treatment, prevention, healthcare, provide jobs, provide climate change, to provide services like housing, substance abuse, things of that nature. We know that a infinitesimal tax could actually fund the majority of the services here. Promote sound policy, public policy based on science, human needs, and things like funding syringe exchange, really lifting that down on syringe exchange. This is where we'll talk about the National HIV AIDS strategy. This is where we'll talk about the Affordable Care Act. This is where we'll talk about sound policies that we are fighting for on a regular basis, that our Congress appropriates the money the way we know that they can to make this happen. Yesterday, there was a sign-on letter that went on about what's called the sequestration, the fallout from the super committee fight. And we need community organizations, we need people to be signing on and saying, no, we're going to do this. We need to make sure that there are sound policies and that money is appropriated equitably across the board. So that's what this week the French remarks are focused on. The fourth grant, and these are not in any order of priority, we go to our next community meeting, they'll be voted in a different way because we want to be fair to everyone. Nina.
I have a question about tax.
Yeah.
I know obviously American tax is the point for this to go also towards debt for other countries as well for AIDS money and like their wait list for medication, or just solely for America?
Do you want to speak to that?
Sure. Are people familiar with the general idea about the Robin Hood tax? When somebody says, or you've never heard this before? Some people? Anybody raise your hand? You've never heard this idea before? So it is. The reason why it's called the Robin Hood tax is because it's a little bit of Robin Hood. The idea is you take something from the rich people who won't notice it so much and actually try to distribute it to the people who need it. And in this case, the financial transaction tax, FTT, or a long time ago it was called the Tobin tax, that's the guy who proposed it, was a tax. It's a really small tax, usually like half of a cent on a dollar, that is done on transactions that are made at a level that we in this room actually probably have never done. So we're talking about banks buying currencies, from another country or from another bank. We're talking about huge level financial trades. And when you trade a lot of money, even when you have a tiny little tax, you generate a lot of money. It's possible that you could even generate, if you put a tax in this country on financial transaction trades, almost $100 billion. Actually, that would be a total figure a year. $100 billion a year. $100 billion a year, that's like not a small amount of money. Like when we think about ending AIDS, we think we could buy medications for everybody for how much? What's the number people have heard? Somewhere between 6 and 10 billion, right? 100 billion in 1 year. So yeah, the money can go to a lot more than just ending AIDS. And globally, this is not something that has never happened before. That's also, people should realize, we have financial transaction taxes in other places. The UK has had one off and on for centuries. France is in favor of one. They've had one, they're off and on different things. So it depends on what you're trading, how much you're trading it, and that will then generate different amounts of money. But no matter how you cut it, it's a lot of money for people who will hardly notice that we've done it. So it's not us in this room that'll pay. And that's a really critical piece. It will be paid for by the bigger folks, the bigger money makers who can afford to give back